Hello, hello, hello. It is Quenisha, the unit director here at Shawnee Boys and Girls Club, and I want to talk to you guys today about nutrition. All right. Um, as we know, nutrition is an important part of our lives. What we take into our body, what we eat on a daily basis, is really important because what we eat controls how our body moves, how our body operates on a daily basis. You know, if we're tired or if we're nauseated, if we have a headache, a stomach pain, a lot of that comes into play um, and goes all the way back to, what did you put in your body to make you feel this way? Okay, on top of, exercising daily and getting your 30 minutes a day in and things like that. But today we're going to talk about the food pyramid, and we're specifically going to look at the vegetable group. But I did want to encourage you to, for supplies today, I would encourage you to draw out a food pyramid. So what you will need a piece of paper, and you will need crayons, markers, or color pencils, whatever that you have, as well as I think I already said a sheet of paper and crayons, markers, pencils, color pencils, um, and a pen or a pencil. Okay, so just a reminder, you can pause this video, stop this video, rewind the video at any time. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what my food pyramid looks like. So this is my food pyramid, and I am going to explain exactly what it looks like. So if you could, on your paper, just draw a huge triangle, okay? Make it big enough so you'll be able to have 4 rows, okay? And you want to try to make the top part a little smaller, the smallest, a little smaller, and then kind of gradually make it bigger as you go down. Okay, and I'm going to explain why. So once you do that, just label the top of it food pyramid, okay? And I'm going to go and explain what my food pyramid is. So at the top right here, it's the smallest because what we don't want to do on a daily basis is we don't want to eat a lot of fats and oils and sweets, okay? Um, so it's the smallest up here, which visually tells us that we don't get a lot of these every day, okay? So on the small portion right here, I colored in a yellow and a brown and a black. So these colors represent that food group. So when I think of like fats and oils, I'm thinking about butter, which is yellow, um, oils, which is like a tainted yellowish, light brownish kind of looking oil. And then we have sweets. So I drew a black little scribble right there because I was thinking about Debbie cakes, Swisher little cake things that are like black and then white on the inside or brown. So yeah, that's where those colors come from. So I'm trying to do color representation of foods that I'm familiar with. Okay, just to give me a better idea. So we have fats, oils, and sweets at the top. Then the second part is milk, yogurts, cheese, um, as well as we have some meats and poultry, as well as fish, eggs, and nuts. Okay, so that's all in this little section right here. So when I was thinking about that, for the yellow, I drew yellow and orange. I drew more so for the cheese, um, and the brown is for the poultry. So poultry is like chicken, okay? Um, we have yellow for eggs and brown for like almonds because it's in the nut group. So almonds and things like that. So after that, we have another section right here that's under the milk and cheese and things like that. Next, we have the vegetables and fruits, which is vegetables is what we're going to focus on today. But like I said, I just want you to be able to have this available for you so you can kind of know your measurements. We'll go over measurements as well, but for vegetables. But as you know, we dig into different things and talk about different groups, um, you'll know more about those, the importance of these broken down in portions like this. But for vegetables and fruits, I have orange because I'm thinking about like oranges and navel oranges, and I have yellow for bananas, green for like greens like cabbage and things like that. I have a like peach color for peaches or different things like that, and then I have red for an apple. Okay, so that's our fruits and veggies section. And then the last section right here is bread. So bread, cereal, pasta, rice, things like that. We kind of have that at the bottom. Okay. And for my green, I had I had a variety of different colors because different cereals for different flavors, right? Because there's so many different cereals out there. Um, of course, you know, we got bread, which could be brown, and things like that. So this is what my food pyramid looks like, okay? And I would love for you to draw one as well, right? And hang it up in your room so you can be familiar with it, okay? So right now we're going to talk about the vegetable group, okay? Just the basics of it. So the vegetable food group is one of 5 groups in the food pyramid, okay? We just have 4 right here. But I believe if we were to break it down a little bit better, I believe poultry, fish, and eggs and the nut group would have their own little separation point in that milk and yogurt and cheese would be on one, and then meat and poultry would be right next to that, okay? So they would share that space. Okay, vary your veggies, right? Switch it up. Have a different veggie if you can, possibly like every day. You have you can choose from a variety of fruits and vegetables each day. So in particular, select from all 5 vegetable subgroups. So this is time that you would probably like to pause the video and possibly get a piece of paper and a pen, right? So maybe you can take notes on some things that you learned today. If I go too fast or if you need to rewind, just do so at any point because it's a little in depth, you know. So for this, you have 5 vegetable subgroups. So we have dark greens, we have orange, we have legumes, we have starchy vegetables, and then we have other vegetables, okay? Um, Eating vegetables provides a tremendous amount of health benefits. People who eat more fruits and veggies as part of an overall healthy diet are likely to have a reduced risk of chronic diseases, okay? So some of the diseases that people have could have possibly, not all, but possibly could have been avoided if we were to include more fruits and veggies in our diets on a daily basis, okay? Because vegetables and fruits are really just there to help cleanse the body. It is a natural cleanser. It gives us all our vitamins and minerals that we need, and we need all the good stuff in our body to help fight off infections, okay? Vegetables provide nutrients vital for health and maintenance of your body, okay? True vegetables are roots, leaves, stems, tubers, flowers, and bulbs. So, and I'm going to give you an example of those categories. For a healthy diet, it is important to eat nutritious foods from all the food groups in the food pyramid. So, for our true vegetables, there's examples. So, we have roots. So, a vegetable that's in a root subcategory is, say, for instance, we have carrots, we have radishes, we have turnips, we have beets, and those are things that are connected to roots as a veggie, okay? Then we have the stems. So we have celery and asparagus, things like that, okay? And then for the leaves subcategory, we have lettuce, spinach, chard, um, and please excuse me when I say this because I do not know how to pronounce it. As you can tell, I probably never eaten it. Is Arugula, and that is Arugula. Okay. Um, those are some samples for leaves. Now tubers, you would, for example, would be like a potato. Okay, and tubers is Tubers. That's another subcategory, and potatoes is an example of that. Another sub is bulbs. So bulbs, when you think of bulb vegetables, it's more so like garlic and onions, things that are like in a bulb. So like that circle little thing with the little top um, sticking out. Let me see if I can show you what a kind of like what an onion looks like. Okay, what an onion looks like before you buy it. Kind of looks like that. Okay, so that's an example of a bulb. Garlic and onion. Flowers. So things that resemble flowers that look kind of like flowers would be broccoli, cauliflower, okay, and artichokes. All right. So those are examples of true vegetables, okay? Um, so serving size. What is the serving size for vegetables? 1 cup of raw or cooked vegetables or vegetable juice, or 2 cups of raw leafy greens. Okay, it's the serving size for vegetables. Now the portions, how much portions should you have, is based upon your age, your gender, and your level of activity. Okay, we got to take that into account. So now we are done talking about the basics, a little bit as far as the groups, the different type of subgroups and veggies and things like that. We're going to kind of dig into what type of nutrition and vitamins and things are these vegetables giving us. So I have a question for you. How much do you think vegetables and fruits give us? You know, how much vitamins or minerals does these fruits give us? Um, or what does these fruits and veggies have? What is the hot topic on veggies? What does it give us? Okay, we're going to dig into that. So, vegetables are important sources of many nutrients, including dietary fiber, which is basically that helps us, get through the morning when we get on the toilet and it's fiber, it's full of fiber, so it kind of um, helps our digestive system to kind of run a little bit smoother. It's full of folic acid, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin C. Okay, so as I said, and I'm gonna give you the definition for each one of those. So dietary fiber is, as I've said, important for bowel movement. It may help reduce blood cholesterol. So it kind of helps lower your cholesterol or to help you not get high cholesterol. Okay? Folic acid or folate. Folate is Folate. It helps the body form red blood cells. Red blood cells are very important for our body because they help carry oxygen throughout our body, through our vessels and things to help us to keep breathing and things like that, okay? Now, potassium is important because it helps maintain a healthy blood pressure. So for those that have high blood pressure and things like that, it's important for them to have potassium in their diets. Um, Vitamin A helps to keep our eyes and skin healthy. Vitamin E helps protect vitamin A and is essential fatty acid from cell oxidation. Okay? And vitamin C, it helps heal cuts and wounds and keeps teeth and gums healthy. Look at these veggies and fruits just showing out on us, huh? Which is why it's so important for us to eat more fruits and veggies, I believe, than probably anything else. Okay? All right. So, you may have a question on what foods are in the vegetable group. Any vegetable or 100% vegetable juice counts as a member of the vegetable group. So even if it's a juice, it just has to be 100% vegetable juice, and that can count towards your veggie, part of your veggie um, section on your food pyramid. Okay, a part of your daily dose of vegetables. Um, Vegetables, you can eat them raw, or cooked, fresh or frozen, canned or dried, or dehydrated, and may be whole, cut up, or smashed or mashed. I'm sorry. Um, so if you have a stalk of celery, or if you have broccoli, you can eat that raw. You don't have to cook it. A lot of people do like it cooked because they can't really, um, they don't really favor the texture of raw fruits and veggies or whatever. Um, so you can cook it. That's fine. Vegetables are organized into 5 subgroups based on their nutrition content. Some commonly eaten vegetables in each subgroups are. So for your dark green vegetables, those are broccoli, collard greens, kale, mustard greens, romaine lettuce, turnip greens, spinach, things like that. Now your orange vegetables are carrots, Hubbard squash, pumpkin, sweet potatoes. Starchy vegetables, corn, green peas, I'm sorry, lima beans that are green, and potatoes. Dry beans and peas. Some of those that's in that category is black beans, black-eyed peas, um, chickpeas, kidney beans, lentils, pinto beans, soybeans, tofu, white beans, things like that. Anything that's a bean, basically, dry beans and peas. And other vegetables include anything from onions, okra, which I absolutely do not like, but it's okay. There's other vegetables I can choose from. You have asparagus, Brussels sprouts, which I love, cabbage, which I love, cauliflower, oh my gosh, which I love, eggplant, I've never had, cucumbers, celery, tomatoes, which I love, zucchini, things like that. Those are just other vegetables that really don't fit in a subcategory, but they're a part of the vegetable group. Okay, so another question you may have is why is it important to eat veggies? Or vegetables, let me say, veggies for short. Eating vegetables provides healthy benefits. People who eat more fruits and veggies as part of an overall healthy diet are likely to have a reduced risk of chronic diseases, which we've already talked about. Um, Vegetables provide nutrients vital for health and maintenance of our bodies. Okay? Now, health benefits for eating veggies. It can reduce the risk of stroke and perhaps other cardiovascular diseases. Eating a diet rich in fruits and veggies as part of an overall healthy diet may reduce risk for type 2 diabetes. So, a fact, well, I guess some information on my behalf of my family is that some of my family on my mom's side has suffered from diabetes, were diabetics, have high blood pressure, things like that. We have to make sure we keep veggies in our diet to try to reduce the risk of things happening to our bodies, especially if it's not I don't want to say generational, um, but if it doesn't run in your family, right? Because some things can be, I guess, passed on because it's in your genes, right? Some things can be passed on, but in order to make sure that those things do not become critical um, and become worse, is that we make sure that we eat healthy, okay? Because eating um, not so good food will only up our chances of becoming more sick and taking on more diseases that we do not need, okay? Um, eating a diet rich in fruits and veggies as part of an overall healthy diet may also protect against certain cancers, such as mouth, stomach, and colon rectum cancer. Okay, keep that in mind. Diets rich in foods containing fiber, such as fruits and vegetables, may reduce the risk of coronary, I'm sorry, coronary heart disease. Okay, eating fruits and vegetables rich in potassium as part of an overall healthy diet may help reduce the risk of developing kidney stones and may help to decrease bone loss. Okay? Eating foods such as vegetables that are low in calories per cup instead of some other higher calorie food may be useful in helping to lower calorie intake. Okay? So when we talk about calories, calories are a certain amount of um, things are a certain amount of intake that our body needs on a daily basis to help our body function as it needs to. Okay, everybody is different based upon, of course, age, weight, height, things like that, gender. So there is a way you can find out your calorie, how much calories you're supposed to have a day. Um, you can Google that at any time. How many calories am I supposed to have in my diet if I'm 5'3" and weigh a certain amount of weight, right? You could look that up on Google and get an accurate count of calories. Which calories is a whole nother thing that we could possibly touch on later on in our programs. Okay, so um, let's start with how many vegetables are needed daily or weekly. So here is the vegetable daily recommendation. Okay, recommendation just means that it's recommended. Um, you don't, I would say, yeah, it's recommended. um, so vegetable choices should be selected from among the vegetable subgroups. It is not necessary to eat vegetables from each subgroup daily. However, over a week, try to consume the amounts listed from each subcategory as a way to reach your daily intake recommendation. So, what counts as a cup of vegetables? Like we said, in general, 1 cup of raw or cooked vegetables or vegetable juice, or 2 cups of raw leafy greens can be considered as 1 cup from the vegetable group. For your sake and for the age group that Boys and Girls Club serves, from 6 to 18 years old, I am going to give you the daily recommendation for those age groups, okay? So, children between the ages of 4 and 8, all right? The daily recommendation for veggie is 1.5 cups. Okay, so that's 1 cup and then half of another cup. Okay, and for girls ages 9 to 13, it's 2 cups of veggies a day. And then for girls 14 to 18, it's 2.5 cups of veggies a day. Now for my boys, like I said, all the children, let me say children, um, between 4 and 8, and that's for boys and girls. When I say children, boys and girls ages 4 to 8, again, is 1.5 cups. Now, for my boys that are ages 9 to 13, it's 2.5 cups. Okay? So, which I find very interesting is that the girls ages 4 to 18 need 2.5 cups. But for the boys that are younger, from 9 to 13, also need 2.5 cups. Okay? Which the girls are older and the boys are younger, but they both need that same amount, which goes to show that boys, need more of their vegetables than females on a daily basis. And I think that's just because of boys have a lot more structure, like bone structure, probably a muscle structure. Their body feeds more off of, you know, testosterone. Their body is constantly working and needing to be fed, because they burn a lot of calories or such. So, so yeah, boys 9 to 13 need 2.5 cups, and for boys 14 to 18, compared to 2.5 cups for girls, boys 14 to 18 need 3 cups of veggies a day. That is the daily recommendation. Okay. So now that I told you that, what is what is your insight on that? You know, especially looking at the difference between servings from females to males. Um, what is your opinion on that? Why do you feel like the recommendation is that boys have a little bit more veggies than girls on a daily basis? I would love to hear your comments on that, just to get the conversation started about that and give you, an exercise to do to get a better understanding. I would also challenge you to Google your height and your weight and see how many calories that you are supposed to intake a day. Okay, and share that with your family and say, hey, I'm supposed to be eating this many calories, because I'm this height and I'm this weight, right? And of course, calories vary depending upon those things. So I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you learned a lot about veggies. I hope you were able to create your food pyramid. And once you create it, share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions about this video, please comment below and let me know, and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. And I hope you enjoyed yourself today. So, hope you enjoyed your time. And until next time, see you later. Bye bye.